Can your dreams bring the Messianic revelation? Because it says in the prophets that when Mashiach will come, there will be unlimited health, wealth, food, peace upon all nations. But you know what else it says? It says that in the Psalms, in the Tehillim, that when Mashiach will come, we will be like dreamers. Now, what does that mean, we'll be like dreamers? Here's the thing about dreams. That when you're dreaming, you can imagine all sorts of crazy things. Absolutely anything in the world. Who knows what you could come up with in your imagination? You could imagine something that could never even be. Hundreds of years ago, people used to talk about, in a dream, you could imagine a flying ship. Now, nowadays, there's a lot of flying ships, but you definitely don't see an olden day ship flying, so it still applies. Can you imagine that with the sails and the wind, the Flying Dutchman going past your house? Can you imagine that? That would be crazy. In a dream, you can imagine it. You know why? Because there's two parts of your mind. The intellectual part, the part that comes up with logic and deduction, and then your imagination. Now, usually your intellect controls your imagination. So you're sitting there and you're like looking out the window and thinking about all sorts of funny things and imaginations, but your logic keeps it in check. It's like, well, that couldn't happen, that couldn't happen. So you're like, okay, I get it. When you're in a dream, your logic dissipates. It leaves. And all you have left is your imagination, unbridled of any logic. So you can imagine absolutely anything in the world. You turned into a tiger. Fantastic, it works in a dream. You rode the Flying Dutchman to school that morning. Absolutely, in a dream, why not? Absolutely, no problem in the world with that. So here's the thing though. Are we like dreaming nowadays? You see, ever since the destruction of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, the Jewish people, our souls have gone down into Golus, and we've been like dreamers here. We no longer attach to Hashem in a deeper way. So we experience dreaming every day. We experience living through two opposites every day. What is that? Let's say, for example, you have over here Shner. Wakes up in the morning, he goes to shul, he sits down and he starts thinking about Hashem, he starts meditating, he starts praying with all his love and fear. His face goes red as he gets excited. He's in a spiritual ecstasy. What happens 5 minutes after? He goes to his job as a bricklayer, gets down to the construction site, pulls out his water bottle, which is filled with beer really, and he starts working away so that after work he'll be able to afford to get down to the burger joint and buy a burger. He's living in a dream. He has two opposites in his life. His love of God, and then all of a sudden, his physical reality. It's so strange. You're living in a dream. So you would think someone like Shner would be very, very upset. They'd sit down at the end of a long day and think, I'm living a lie. I'm living in imagination land. I think I love God. And then afterwards, I think I love a hamburger. It can't be both. My life must be a lie, it must be imagination. But really, Shner, it's quite the opposite. You know why? Because really, something much deeper is going on. Something even deeper than having your life make sense. You see, if your life was consistent, and you only loved God, and that's all you did all day, you'll be attached to God in a direct way. Your life will be full of spiritual light. But now you're attached to something much deeper than that. Let's just backtrack for a second. Because imagine to have a world with so many different things, and some things are good, and some things are bad, and some things have potential either way, and there's many different objects and existences and people and personalities in the world. How can that all come from the one God? So from Hashem, to come from his place of oneness, and then to make so many different forms of expression of himself, he has to go from step to step in weakening this overwhelming oneness. Imagine you have a giant light. You have a giant beacon. You go to a lighthouse, it has a light that can shine for 100 miles away, and you want to use it to read your diary. So you're going to need to put a few curtains in front of it, maybe like a few hundred curtains in front of it, until it gets dim enough that you can use it to light your diary. It's the same thing when Hashem comes down to the world. Hashem relates to our world in a direct way in three flavors. Chesed, which is giving, kindness. Everyone have things. Gvura, which is restraint. You only get what you deserve. And then Tiferes, beauty, because something beautiful is made up of many things coming together. Which then Hashem's relating to us in a way that people get what they deserve, but also we're going to be extra nice for more. So here's the thing. If you're relating to Hashem in a way that makes sense, in a sensible way, in a way according to the Torah, then you receive in a way of light. And what's light in your world is light, and what's not is not. But if you can't receive in such a way, if, let's say, it's a time after the Holy Temple was destroyed, and now we're wandering around in Golus, and we can't attach to Hashem in a straightforward way, we have to go higher than that. And we then attach to Hashem in a way that's above that. That's not in a direct path. Rather, it's a place. Before Hashem makes a potential for a world, a place where everything is one. Like it says that even darkness is not dark before you, Hashem. A place where darkness and light are one. A place where good and bad are one. A place where the many is all at once. This is called a circle. You see a circle, imagine a perfect sphere. You ever seen a perfect ball? It doesn't have a top or a bottom. It doesn't have a back and a front. All of it is the same. And so too, when you attach to a place of Hashem where everything is the same, now the good, the bad, the light, the dark, it's all Hashem in your life. So we see that before the temple was destroyed, we were just living in a world where either we love Hashem or we love food. Either we're giving people or we're selfish people. Now we come to a place where what? Where we feel and experience on a daily basis that it's all the same. We experience moments of love and ecstasy. We experience moments of sadness. We experience moments of weakness and moments of strength. Why is that? Because we're receiving from a much higher place. A place where the light and the darkness is all one. So we're really living the dream right now, but a dream is something much higher than a regular reality. That's why when Mashiach comes, it says, we'll be like dreamers. We'll say, hey, we just woke up. We just realized our whole experience was a dream. Until now, I thought that my life was fake. But now I'll realize I was dreaming. I was receiving from a place where everything is one. The reason why I had so many contradictions in my life is because I came from a place. I was attached to a place. I was attached to Hashem in a real, genuine place where the good and the bad, the light and the dark, it's all one. So when I'm going through hardships, that's Hashem in my life. When I'm going through a good time, that's Hashem in my life. When I'm spacing out in the back of a class, banging my finger against the table, that's also Hashem in my life. You know why? Because we're at a place where everything is from Hashem. We just don't see any of it because it's a dream. But when Mashiach comes, then we won't receive from Hashem in a direct way like when the temple stood. Rather, we'll receive from Hashem in a way like we do now, where everything is one and everything is unified with Hashem. But then we'll see it. Then we'll experience it. Then we'll see the depths of the dream. We'll see how all our challenges were really Hashem hidden underneath, asking the most from us. We'll see how all our hard times were really opportunities. We'll see how all the darkness is really light. So can your dreams bring Mashiach? I don't know. But is your life a dream? And is your life coming to Mashiach? And is Mashiach itself the culmination of our dream? It definitely is. So let's make the most of this opportunity and appreciate our dreams and our lives and our contradictions. How it's all one great opportunity to come to the final reality of Mashiach.